Hey guys, writing with emotion here, aka emotion. Working on this tune, so I'm gonna see if I can take you guys through it and see what you guys think. So let's start out with just the chords that I'm gonna be using here. Give me a second here. So we're gonna start off with this electric piano sound. It's a pretty sound, because the song is going to be kind of laid back. It's going to kind of tell a story of love and about how much I need you and things like that. So we wanted to have be something that's kind of soft. So we're going to use that. So uh, if you listen to the chords, are going to be this here, I believe. Just first chord. Let's see. So those four chords there. First one is it's a B flat minor chord. You could play B flat minor 7, but I just played the B flat minor. Then we go to this chord here. It's a D flat major 7. It's an A flat major 7. And an F major 7. So play those four chords together and kind of give you what it sounds like here. We're going to take out all the other instruments. Tell you what, we're going to leave this this is just a simple drum track that I'll put in there just to keep time for now. So we'll leave that in there. I muted myself. Sorry about that. Test one. Okay. So here are those chord changes. All right. So I don't know if you guys know, but sometimes I like, instead of coming down on the one, the first of the measure with the chords, I usually come in on a pickup of 4. Well, actually, the pickup of 1. Uh, so instead of the chord playing right on 1, it's playing right before 1. So that gives it a different kind of feel. So I don't know if you catch that there. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. See, that's kind of like, and then some of them is after 1. So it depends on how you're really feeling. So that's kind of how I come up with that. So let's put a bass line in this deal here. And our bass line, I use this Stinger bass here. Let me get them queued up here. Might help if I played all the right notes. There it is. It's B flat. But here it is. Here it is with that bass line introduced into it. So that's just those four chords. So still sounds a little dull, so we're gonna brighten it up a little bit. You know, I always like to use different sounds, but sometimes playing the same chords, but maybe in a different version, just to give it more flavor. So here at the end, we're going to add these pads. It's actually called on the program as Electric Piano Vibes, but it gives it a nice little touch there at the end of the chord progression. Talking about this right here. All right, so we're gonna fill this in. You know, it's starting to feel better, but we're gonna listen to the drum track and see if we can come up with something a little different, because it's not quite the feel I was looking for. But I went ahead and laid some drum tracks in here so you guys can see kind of like what I did here. So I'm gonna delete this track that I currently have playing, and we're gonna add the other drum pieces that I put in there. So we're going to delete this track here, or I'm just going to mute it for now. And we're going to put this in there. This is kind of going to give us a straight beat to work from here. So this is what we got with just this one piece of percussion in there. See, that hi-hat usually hits on the 1 and the 3 of the beat. So with that being in there, so we can still build on that. So let's go ahead and add some of our kicks in there. Okay, so it's still not quite where it needs to be, so I added some more percussion in there. So, and I kind of heard like a so see how close we get to that. So we're going to add that rim shot in here. this should about get it for the percussion. So let's see what we got here now. Now that feels totally different than the other drum track that we had going. Although it was okay, but it didn't. It wasn't what I was hearing in my head. So we had to change it up and give it a more. It's it's a little funky, but it's a nice laid back kind of slow jam track. Something that you could probably dance to. All right. So with that being said, I like to always have my intros with some kind of moving part. So we're going to add some moving parts into this intro before we get into the rest of the song here. So I use this sound here called Ice Blinks. To give it a nice flavor. So here we are, we're going to add this piece in here too. So this is what we got so far. All right, so that sounds pretty good, but we're going to add something else in here too. So I've got this grand piano in here that I'm going to add with the choir, and I'm going to add just a little 808, not too much, but just enough right there, right as it transitions from the intro into that first verse. Listen here. All right, so now we got the intro. So this whole tune is basically the same chord changes throughout the whole tune. However, we take out the moving parts in the intro and we add the vocals and things like that. So I'm gonna take it the intro, then I'm maybe the first verse here. All right, here we go. All right, so that's got a nice little laid back feel to it. So I'm gonna add one more verse in here. Because every time we go into a different voice, I use different voicings and things like that. So I'm gonna let this play one time, and then maybe I could sing a little bit for you, and then we'll send it on over to the other page where we can finish it up. First verse here. Now listen to it's gonna change a little bit. Same chord progression though. All right, so that's that's the tune basically, guys. So I'm gonna sing it. I'm gonna attempt to sing it right here. I'm not sure how well I have the words memorized at this point, but if I mess up, I don't think you guys will catch it, but I will know. So let's try it and see what happens here. Once upon a time, when everything that was on my mind is how you looked at me and you said, but now would be the time, while everything is fresh on your mind, to let me know just how you feel. You said you'd love me so, but you don't have to tell me so to show me by the thing that you do. Like when you shake my head, or beside me laying in bed, and then you turn and looked at me. All right, guys, that's basically the tune. So if you guys going over to Emotion, that's at Emotion 2020, you will see the finished product. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This is not a critique, or I'm going to show you how to write a song. I'm just telling you, my thought processes, and and what I'm thinking sometimes when I'm writing something, and and how I come up with that. All right, guys, thank you again. Emotion.